Hi, everyone. Welcome. Power BI, another lunch and learn session. Thank you all for joining us here today, 12 o'clock, right? Our time. So I wish to, welcome everyone, really, as we continue our lunch and learn sessions week to week on very interesting topics, Power BI, Tableau, project management, all different topics as we continue to grow and learn new skills. So thanks for being part of this. Now, let me just show. So this is going to be for 45 minutes, a demonstration of Power BI. Of course, you could ask any questions at any point, just get into the conversation. So I'm going to ask the first question in terms of, I'm looking at some of the names. Most of these names I know. I don't think I know all though. But is this the first time that we are seeing Power BI? Have we used Power BI before? Aisha? Is this the first time for you, Power BI?
Hi, morning. Yes, it's the first time for me.
All right. Isus, Power BI, first time as well?
No, I've been around Power BI and used some of it at work some time back. Yeah.
All right. So you're accustomed with it a little bit. Carrie Ann and Sumaya.
So I know about it. I used it once, but never used it again.
Right. This is your first lunch and learn with us? No, it's not your first lunch and learn, but the Power BI?
Yes, for the Power BI.
I know you came in for a couple others, right?
Yeah. I did.
Sumaya?
I've seen the visualizations done with Power BI, but I've never used it.
Okay, great. So you want to learn it. Great. Well, welcome. So let me introduce it, Power BI, and let's just look at a few. So let me just share my screen. Let me just make sure that I get it coming up. So as I'm opening it, Power BI is a data visualization tool, right? It's a data visualization tool. That's what I want you all to keep remembering. You could do lots of great visuals using Power BI. Sometimes we sit down in meetings and, the information that is being presented to us, it doesn't really make any sense because there's a lot of text, or sometimes you see all these fancy charts and stuff, and it's not really capturing what you want to display. And that's why we keep saying garbage in, garbage out, right? You have to have the proper data. But having the data, as a lot of us will have the data in Excel, means nothing to you, because you have to be able to make decisions from the data. And how do you make decisions from the data? Is by the use of certain tools, data visualization. You have to be able to visualize the tools, visualize the data. That's where Power BI comes in, right? So I'm going to get my screen now. Great. So this is Power BI, right? It's a free version. You can just go and download it. You will have different versions that you can pay for when you have to have the updates, right? But Power BI desktop, you could download it in the beginning for free, and then you can use different versions and get the updates accordingly. So you're seeing my screen, right, Carrie? Seeing the screen?
Yes, I am.
Right. So Power BI desktop, collaborate and share. So let me just see it here. This is the interface, right? Add data to your report. Now you must have the data to be able to use it. You must have the data to be able to use it. If you don't have the data, you can't use it, right? Where do I get the data from? I'm going to pull the data from Excel. So I have an Excel workbook that I can use. Now, if you look on the left-hand side, you have report view, you have data view, and you have model view. So you have three different views. You have report view, you have data view, and you have model view. Report view, of course, is where you're going to build the visual now, right? But let's get the data. How do you get the data? I'm going now to import data from Excel. So I'll just click on import data from Excel, get data. It's in Excel, so I'll just click on it. I'm going to look for a data sheet that I have. So here it is. I have a data set for Power BI. Let me look at it. Data set for Power BI. I'm just going to click on data set for Power BI. Now, what is a data set? Because this is, most of us are coming for the first time in a Power BI lunch and learn with me, right? I don't think anybody came before. So data set for Power BI, you must have, the data is just an Excel table. We're just saying it's a data set because that's the correct jargon. You know, you want to use the correct words. So data set for Power BI, I'm going to click on data set and I'm going to click on open. And it's going to link up here, right? All right, so I'm seeing things coming up, which is sheet 1. And there's a table known as country. So probably I have something with country in it. Let me just look at it, right? I'm going to select it. And I have by country, the products, the units sold, revenue per cookie. So this is like with cookies or something. Units sold, revenue per cookie, cost per cookie, revenue, yeah, profit, date. All right, good. So I have data here. I have data here for the different countries and how much units, what products were sold in which country. So this is a data sheet that I have. And all I can do now is click on load because I'm loading the data from Excel into Power BI to create a couple of visuals. So I'm just going to hit load. All right, and it's coming up. It's loading, creating the connection. Taking a little while to load. Yeah, so we have it. We have our data set. What is a data set? Anybody? Let's get somebody to answer that question. Carrie, what is a data set? We're using the jargon. We want to be able to use the jargon, right? What is a data set?
A data set is typically a place where information is stored that you will use. So most likely to be in Excel, it could be in SPSS, but is where you store your data to be used for further analysis or visual representations.
Now, thanks for that, right? Now, one of the biggest issues or challenges when you have Power BI or you use Tableau, or even if you use Excel, any data visualization tool then, because you could do data visualization in Excel, you could use Tableau as well, and you could also use Power BI. Tableau is excellent as well, right, for data visualization, and you want to be able to learn multiple data visualization tools and compare it for proper usage. One of the biggest problems really would be is not having the data properly. So you think you have the data. Now, with this cookie example that I'm going to give in, right, in terms of you're making different cookies, you're selling different countries, in different countries, you have different products. If it doesn't have a data field in this data set, I can't bring any information, I can't visualize the information. So the point that we are trying to make is this visualization is only good as how good you are in creating the data set. So for me, I believe always, and anytime I'm in a forum, I'll always tell people, you have to create the data set. You have to be able to ask the correct questions. This is simply a data visualization tool. If you do not have the data, it cannot do anything for you. So it's a visualization tool with having the proper data, right? Now, as we say in project management, you have to do data gathering, data analysis, data representation, and then decision making. So the first step in data management is data gathering. How do you gather the data? Where do you get the data from? How do you ask the correct questions? So I continuously see people saying, oh my, I could use Tableau, I could use Power BI, I could use this to create these fancy reports. I say, yes, Kerry, you could use all these fancy reports, you could create it. But what do you think? If you don't have the data, no decision cannot be made. And it's the same thing, you know, we have a lot of technologies, you have AI, you have, you know, and you will not be able to get the true power of these technologies if you do not have the data. That's just what it is. So the skill that we need to grow more in is data management. How do you get the data and how do you create the data sets in the first place? Right, so me saying that, I have a data set and I want now to just show a few visuals because I mean, it's lunchtime and people going back to work. Now, on the left-hand side, we have report view, we have data view, as we said, and we have model view. Now, if I click on data view, what do you think will happen then, Aisha? What will happen if I click on data view? You see in my screen, right, Aisha?
Yes, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, so what will happen if I click on data sheet? What do you think?
The file from the Excel spreadsheet should be there to
Great.
pull from and
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, it is. So seeing country, product unit sold, revenue per cookie, cost per cookie, revenue. Probably have some multiple things here. Date, month, and year. Really good stuff. So how do what is on the left-hand side? I'm seeing something as model view. If I click on model view, I'm seeing just one thing coming up, which is what? Country, right? I'm seeing country. Yeah, but in other words, this is my table. But I could have multiple tables, and then there will be a connection or a relationship between the tables that will appear. But I've just created one table. Yeah. Now going back to what? I'm going back to report view now. Let me go to report view. So there are 3 different icons that if I select each, I'll get different things appearing. I will get report view, I'm seeing data view, and I'm seeing model view. So I'm going to hit on report view. Get back this. So let me build a report now or visual on something. Right, now let's look on the right on my screen now. And when I do that, I'm seeing build visual. I'm seeing 2 icons here, add data to your visual and format your report page. Of course, I have no icon yet, no visual. I'm seeing data, I'm seeing the word country. Let me select it, right? Let me select country here. And when I select country, what you realize, I'm seeing a lot of icons, right? So let me say country and product. I want to create a visual that shows me the product by country, right? So the products in my case would have been different chocolate chip. I think I have that as a data set and different types of cookies. Yeah. So let me click on product, right? Selecting product. And when I selected product, right? Something is appearing here. It's coming up as a chart, right? Isn't it?
Product
Yeah, you
or
see.
that's profit?
Profit, right? Good. So let me deselect it and let me click on product. Thanks, great. Yeah, but it's looking like anything happening. Great. So I click on product and then I should select what? Country. I'm showing us different data fields. So yes, great. Come into the convo. Just clicking on country and this appears, right? But I did not select this as a graphic or anything. It came up. Now let me go and select something else. Let me look for a line chart. Yeah, right. So you're seeing product on the x-axis. Nothing is appearing on the y-axis. Let me put country now. I'm selecting country on the y. So something appearing here. Isn't it looking as if something happening? Doesn't make too much of sense. We're fine. So let's look and change it up. So let me select so you have different types of charts. That's what it is. I have a y-axis count of country. I don't want nothing like count of country. Yeah. I'm looking for table. Let me try with table. I'm just showing us the different types of visuals, what we could have. Right. You see in table here, product and country, a little better. Seeing a little more information. Product and country, where you could have it as a visual. Right. So I'm just going to, I'm going to do it over, right? So let me deselect. I'm deselecting all the fields. So I'll get nothing coming up. I'll just delete this as well. Right, so there's no report, there's nothing in my report. What did we do? We brought across an Excel to create a report. Right, and if I go now on my right side, I am seeing a sheet of information that I could select. Data sheet, that is, with all of the different icons here. Icons also on the left as different charts. I want to look for a different type of chart, and all I do, I just come here and I select what I want. All right, pie. You have different types of charts. You even have a ribbon chart, all different types. Going back to line chart. So I selected line chart, but you have nothing in line. So let's say product, it was product by profit. Yes, product. And you want to select what? Profit. Yeah. So when you hit on product and profit, something seems to be coming up. Right, so you are seeing the profit on the y-axis, and on the x-axis now, what are we seeing? You're seeing the different types of products, right? You seeing that, right, Kerry?
Yes.
Right. So let's do this thing over. All we are saying is that you could select what you want. That's all, right? What to do? How to X this off, or how to get rid of it? I could just hit delete, right? That's all. Right, so let's start back from scratch. You all walk me through what we just did. Walk me through what we just did. We had a data sheet, and all I did was come to get data Excel workbook, and I brought across the data. If I go to data view, I'll see all of the columns here. So this is what we were saying. We had country and we had product. We also had units sold. You had cost per cookie. You had months. You have year. Right. I'm going back to report view. And on the right side, I'm seeing the word data. I'm seeing country. Seeing cost. Date. I have a date now. Yeah. I have product. I have profit. Good. So let's start selecting some stuff here. Let's say, again, country. Country and profit, yeah. Let me look at country and profit. Yeah, but you realize that something's coming up here. It's not the best image. So country, right. Right. So I had country and profit, and you would start to see something now. It was a line chart. So I'm indeed having the country, and then I'm seeing the profit. Yeah, great. So this is a line chart, that's all. Now we could introduce something known as filters, right? Which is a slicer. I want to introduce the word slicer. So again, I'm going to my visuals and I'm looking for slicers now. And look, I'm seeing the word slicer. Right. Now as I click on slicer, something here is coming up. on the right-hand side. Right, so what you want to slice. More options. Right, so filters and slices affecting this visual. So select or drag fields to populate this field, right? So I had country and I had what? I had profit. Let me try now something with product. So I'm going to click on product and just drag onto it. Right. Yeah. And you are seeing the products, chocolate chip, fortune cookies. Right. I'm going to get back my visual. Back to report, right? Great. I'll do it over. But I just want to show you all something here. What you realize is happening when I'm clicking on oatmeal reason. What is happening? And I'm clicking on fortune cookie. What you realize happening here? You all seen it? I'm seeing it.
Yeah, the line graph is changing. I guess based on the profit, based on the slice you made there, oatmeal or fortune or so. No?
So you're slicing the information. So what we are saying, it's in a meeting, right? You can show your data and you could slice it so that people can see the movements. So think about it, right? Kerry, you're sitting down in a meeting with me and I start a move thing, you know, you might start to watch. So I love to use Power BI and Tableau for project data so that I can show whatever project data, probably which profit, which project, especially if I have about 20 different projects and I set up the data sheet, I can show now which profit was the most profitable. Yeah, I could show all of that, which project, sorry, was the most profitable just by using slicers. And it creates a kind of drama, especially if people don't know. Create a little kind of effect. Right, so let's do this over. Walk me through. Come on, let me do over everything. So all we're saying so far, this is a slicer. Yeah. I want to delete. Right, I have to click on the visual and hit delete. Remember that. I have to. Good. So come. Aisha, help us. What are your key takeaways so far? Welcome, Geeta. Geeta, first time with Power BI?
Yes.
Great. Yeah, Aisha, walk in, help us, walk us through what we've learned so far. Key takeaways.
Okay, so we've input on Excel spreadsheet. We've imported it into the report view. And then we did, okay, we need to walk through that as in doing it now.
Okay, let me stop everything and start it over. Good, thank you. Let me, how did I open this up? Let me see if I have a data sheet. Right, share screen as you're telling me. Right, so I'm sharing the screen. I have Power BI, right? So this is a tick, right? Good, so it's new, right? Walk me through now. Get the data back for me. How did I get my Excel data, which is my data set?
Get data at the top.
Get data, right?
We clicked on that and then we look for the spreadsheet.
Excel workbook, connect. Right, and what we're saying, my spreadsheet, I think I was using was data set for Power BI, right?
Yes.
Click OK. It's coming up.
We use the country sheet at the bottom.
Yeah, I'm selecting country. This is it. Click
Mm-hmm.
load. Right. And now start to build your data sheet, not a data sheet, your actual visual. So let's try something. Yeah. Try something. Show me here. You tell me.
Anyone, we could just choose two things to compare.
Yeah, okay.
And product.
You want to click product and what?
And
Product
cost,
and year.
cost. Yeah, okay, anything.
Product and
Mm-hmm.
year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They came
And
up as a
then,
table. You
yeah,
realize
we
that.
could choose from this list of charts here, which one would be most ideal.
So I'll
Line
let
chart.
me do a line. Yeah. Now I can
Okay.
select something else, Let me select and see how it's looking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the column chart. Let me look for my column chart. Yes. I'm going at my column chart now and see something. Yeah.
All right, so we
Product.
looked at this first, and then we did the slicer.
Right. So this was
over-
what type of chart again? Because I'm showing different types of chart. This was a stack column chart, right? Product
Mm.
by what we had, product by year. No,
It was supposed to be cost and yeah.
no, oh yeah, I selected product and year. That's why. Product and year. So let me deselect year and put cost now. Now you have to select it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Making sense here? Or what did I do here?
This is cost and product. What is this? Cost? No. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Delete this. Good. Right. So you're seeing product and you're seeing the cost. Yeah. And even if look how this is quite good. You have a little tooltip that if I just go on the icon itself on the bar, I'm seeing what it is. Oatmeal raisin, and this is the sum of cost. Yeah. Right. Now I'm deselecting and I'm going to explain now a slicer. A slicer is, as the word suggests, you're slicing the information to show person something, right? That's what you're filtering. Just a fancy word, you're filtering. So you slicer. Clicking slicer, but I have to remember now, Aisha, when I'm clicking slicer, I have to deselect, right? I have to because if I'm still on this chart, it will slice up everything and would be all over the place. So I want to make sure that I'm in a new section and then I'm hitting slicer, right? So it comes right below. I could move it after. Right, what I want to show now, I have product here. I want to show by country. Yeah, let me try that. So I'm going to click on country right here and I can drag. I could drag it. Good. So you can see now France. I can hit on France, select France, and I'm seeing France, or only this is about France, right? The products that they sold in France. Germany. Yeah, so you're seeing some more in Germany. You're actually seeing how the bars are expanding. Aisha, you seeing that? Mexico.
Yes, I'm seeing it.
So it's changing, right? Look, United States was changed too. Great.
Yeah.
So this is a slicer. I can put it on top here. Make it smaller, whatever I want to do. Yeah. Now, sometimes in a meeting, right? This is I like this feature as well. It's known as conditional formatting. So I want to show how conditional formatting works on the bar chart here. There's a bar chart. We'll say it's a bar chart. We say really it's a column chart, right? I think it was a clustered bar chart. Was it? Yeah. Right. Let me just, yeah, well, that's United States. So if I want to see everything, I have to deselect. I have to make sure that everything is showing properly. Because I don't want the filter, right? So I have no filter on. Right, good. I'm going to do conditional formatting, folks. Yeah. What does conditional formatting means? I can show something now with, now you could only do conditional formatting more mainly for values. I can show different colors appearing here with conditional formatting. So I'm going now to show visualization, build visualization. So key takeaways up to this point, everybody, we are saying once you have your data set, you can then select the fields, create a type of chart, and even do slicers. Slicers connecting all of the information. Right. Now, we have what we want to do. We are saying conditional formatting, right? So I'm going to click on format your visual. When I click on format visual, I literally can format it in how I want it to be, you know. All text, enter description. Not coming up. Format. I'm looking for a word. Where's my columns? Columns. Tell me if you're seeing the word columns anywhere. Format visual x-axis.
It's at the bottom on that part.
Seen it?
Yeah, go back up. Click.
You seen columns?
It's not there anymore. It was just there. When you clicked on the green thing itself on top here. Yeah, come down now. Just come down on the zoom slider columns there.
Right. Look, it's right here, and I wasn't seeing it at all.
Yeah.
So I'm going to click on columns. Right. Columns. And you should see the word now, conditional formatting. Colors, columns. Colors, spacing. Yeah, I could have colors here, right? I could select colors, right? So I'm seeing that I can adjust the colors right here. Okay. You may want to show it specifically now. You'll see what I'm doing. Chocolate chip is this color, oatmeal raisin. Why you feel you may want to change this in different colors? Yeah, anything coming to mind?
To emphasize or to highlight an outstanding one.
Yeah, to highlight it, but you may have different company colors and theme colors. That's what we're saying, right? That you may have your themes, especially like, so my organization, we are in what we refer to in rebranding. So you'll have new colors and everything, and you want every single thing, especially with data visualization, you may want to do that. So I'm looking for the word really, conditional formatting, to prove a little point here, right? So I'm clicking on FX. Good. Now, when you look at this, something is coming up, right? Format, style, these are rules. What field should we base this on? All right, so the field that we're looking for, I think, is products, right? So we're looking for products, first product. If the value is oatmeal, what is this? Oatmeal? No, I had chocolate chip. Now you could create different rules here. Then if it's chocolate chip, then do that. So this is a value. Click OK. What color I put? I put a different color, right? Yeah, and you see it appearing here. What I'm trying to show, Kerry, is the power of conditional formatting. Meaning if you could add rules now to Power BI. Now I have to have different type of data to show it, and I just wanted to explain it, which is if you have a rule that says all profit that is more than $10,000 And if you had $10,000 in your data, you could show red. All profit that was less than 5,000, you could show blue. So I just did it for a rule. I made up a rule that says I wanted to put all chocolate chip in this color, and it came up. So if I had 20 chocolate chips, it would have appeared only in this color. So you could do a conditional formatting with different rules. So I had cost here. Let me do another one and see. I'm going to click on conditional formatting again. What field will you base this on? I'm going to look, I think that was cost. Was that cost there? I think that was cost that we had. The sum of costs if value is equal to, what was it that I had in it? 1,000. Then do this. So you could set up the rules. That's all we're trying to see, right? You could set up the rules. And more than, less than, or equal to that. There's a new rule I'm supposed to add. New rule. If value is equal to 0, you have to put it as a number, sorry. And equal to 25, then choose a color. All right, so conditional formatting, I have to ensure that I have the data to reflect this. That's what I'm trying to get at, right? If I don't have the data, I cannot reflect it. So let's do this over. Let me create, what type of chart did I create here? You all remember what type of chart was this? Product and cost. I'm gonna change it now from product and country, yeah? Oh yeah, look at all different things coming up here. I put in country in it too, because why? I had cost, I had country, and I had product. See now it's changing. I'm going to deselect cost and just have product and country, which really not making too much of sense here with this type of chart. So how do I get back my visual? What I had to do? Go back at data. Right, look, it's right here. Let me select, what could I select? Table, I could do table. Yeah, for that type of information, the table had worked best. That was with product and country. I could come to line. You're not seeing that properly because you have no values. So that type was shown better with a table. So I'm going to now put product and revenue. Product and revenue, yeah. Take off country. Right, so I had product and I have revenue. Product and revenue. Yeah, and what type? This was an area chart. Wow, different type. I'm leaving the basic line chart. Then what we did, we had a slicer. I created a slicer by country. I could show, take that out and probably now put another slicer, which is date. Year. Let me try year instead. Deselect country and put in now year. It's only 1 year I had, 2019. Okay, deselect year, put by month, okay. Right, and I could actually do it by specific months now. Yeah, you are seeing that the line is moving. So I could choose what I want for the slicer and it will appear and correlate with the chart that I have. There was something else that we explained, which is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting, you have that feature in Excel as well. Power BI is just easier. in Excel and Power BI, you can you could change the format. You give different rules and you have different conditions. I was trying to get a value here that I can see. So how to do this? How to do conditional formatting? I'm selecting my chart. Then I go to Format Your Visual. And as I click on Format Visual, what we had to do, Kerry, we had to come down to columns, right? Right, Kerry? But we're not seeing it again. You seen it this time?
No, I didn't see
Oh,
it.
I wouldn't see that. Right. I wouldn't see it because I have no columns. Right? I have to change it to, yeah, this is a line chart, that's why. Okay, so let me go back to line, not line. It was, yeah, that. Now I will hit on Format Your Visual and I would look for columns, right? Yeah, I have columns. When I click on columns, I would even go to something, a default, which is conditional formatting. I'll hit on conditional formatting. And what we are saying, everybody, you could create your rules here. Now, I'm just doing it for product. You could do it for revenue, profit. You just have to know the information that you have. I'm leaving it for product. If product value is, but you have to know the value. You have to know what it is. Oatmeal, it may be something in particular you want to show. Or I want to just show project 5 if I had that. Oatmeal raisin. Then put the color. Yeah, and here it is. This was oatmeal raisin. Good. Great. What are your key takeaways for Power BI today, folks? It's already almost 1 o'clock. What did we learn? Anybody wants to sum it up? What were your key takeaways? Geeta, for first time in Power BI, what were your key takeaways?
Thanks. It allows you to present data in a number of different ways depending on the type of visualization you select and the data what's in. So you could portray different types of information, I guess, depending on your audience or who you're presenting to be useful.
Right. Good. So what we are saying, Power BI allows us to create very good visuals. However, you must have the proper data set. You must have the proper data set. Now, we just scratching the surface in what we could do, right? Which is, you have to have your data set. Then you could create your fields, whatever fields that you want, and you create the type of chart. We showed line chart, I think. We also showed clustered, some clustered what bar charts and stack bar chart as well. Then we explained slicers. Slicers was a filter. Then we just introduced the topic of conditional formatting, where you could create different rules now, and the colors will appear differently. The colors will appear differently. Right. Any questions so far? Isus, your key takeaways, anything? Kerry, Sumaya?
No, I thought it was a good basis and foundation piece to do. Getting back into Power BI and stuff. It reminds me of the days when we used to claim about data warehouse and data mining and so on. Now this is representation of the data in many different formats. So I guess it will take some getting to, but you have to spend some time in it and see what each click or each check or uncheck does, you know. But I thought it was good for me, yeah. Good refresher.
Great. Good. Key takeaways for you, Kerry, Sumaya, especially for people now coming in Power BI for the first time, you know. I hope that, you know, it at least whet your appetite that, hey, this thing is good. Sumaya, yeah?
Yeah, it's a good way to see how to visualize data, but it will take some time to go through and see what the options are and how to get better at visualizing data in certain ways. So it just needs some time to play with it.
Absorb it more, of course, to practice it. Great. So I wish to thank everybody for coming into the program. And for those of us who would like to learn more about Power BI, I have a training session on Monday from 6 to 9 p.m. So you all could join it if you all will like to be part of it. It's for 4 sessions where you learn a lot more in Power BI. So thanks again, everybody. Once you are on our database, you'll get the information, or if you could reach out to me directly. So it's a Power BI class on Monday. Monday's what date? For 4 sessions. Yeah, 4 Mondays then. 4 Mondays from 6 to 9 p.m. We have lots. We'll actually do good examples. We'll share your screen, and a very interactive class. So thanks again, everyone, for that. Next week, Tuesday, I have another introductory session on Tableau, if you want to see what Tableau can do for you. So it's a lunch and learn for Tableau as well. Thanks again, everyone. If there are no questions, are there? No questions now. Thanks for coming in, and until we see you again. Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.